Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a bombshell story out of New York to talk about today. Democratic lawmakers are suing a Nassau County executive named Bruce Blakeman, claiming he created an illegal, taxpayer-funded militia. We've been covering this story now for a couple years, and I'm going to ask you, listen to this whole thing and then tell me in the comments if this is really an unlawful militia. I don't think that you can make an unlawful militia if you read the Militia Act. Or is this just another case of an anti-Second Amendment group of politicians trying to dismantle a program designed to protect the community? We're going to break it all down for you. I'm going to expose the real motivations behind this lawsuit and explain why some folks don't want law-abiding Americans stepping up to protect their own communities. Now, before we dive into it, if you're passionate about your right to keep and bear arms, or protecting your freedoms, or being an American, and staying up to date with stories the mainstream media will not cover fairly, then make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that bell notification so that you never miss an update. I do videos every single day, so if you're not seeing them regularly, come on back and check them out. And a big thank you to the sponsor for today's video, Brownells. If you're looking for quality parts, or accessories, or cleaning supplies, or seeds, anything that you could possibly need from a company that stands behind our Second Amendment rights, Brownells has you covered. Check them out. You know how to find them, and use code GNG10 at checkout, and you can save money on most items. All right, let's get into this. The lawsuit was filed by two Democratic legislators, Deborah Mule and Scott Davis, along with the Free and Fair Litigation Group. They're going after Bruce Blakeman of Nassau County and the county sheriff, Anthony LaRocco, accusing them of creating a so-called illegal and redundant militia. Militias are required. They're not redundant. But what exactly is this program that has the anti-gun politicians up in arms? It's called the Provisional Emergency Special Deputy Sheriff's Program, and they hate it. It was established in March of 2024, and it allows trained, licensed civilian volunteers to assist local law enforcement during emergencies, whether that's a terrorist attack, a natural disaster, or any other major crisis. Volunteers. Now, Nassau County officially swore in its first 26 civilian members on December 31st of 2024, and get this, many of them are retired military, police officers, and emergency responders. Ones that most people would say are already qualified to keep doing what they were doing. They have the training, just got to recertify. Now, I would love to see a lot of normal everyday citizens doing this, but we're not talking about, untrained people running around with badges, like the OK Corral. We're talking about people with real world experience who would only be called in if absolutely necessary. That's key. So why are the Democrats really upset about this? Well, according to the lawsuit, they claim this program is wasting taxpayer money. They point to expenses like background checks, which I'll remind you, all of the ultra-left think are great and want more of, but if you do them, they're a bad thing. And also, the expenses are random drug screening, training, and get this, a $150 a day stipend if these volunteers are actually deployed in an emergency. That's chump change. That's right, these volunteers are not on a payroll, thus the volunteer word. They're not getting rich off this. They're only compensated if called into action. And it's a stipend. They're not even getting the hourly rate of what cops are getting. But this is an issue. Somehow the left sees this as illegal spending. That's pretty rich considering all the illegal spending that Doge is finding right now and the Democrats are going crazy about. I always wondered, why do people get upset at people uncovering someone was stealing your money? Instead of getting mad at somebody who stole your money, Congress, they're mad at the individual who's uncovering it. It's crazy. Meanwhile, in the same state, New York, taxpayer dollars are funding illegal immigrant shelters, gender transition surgeries in prisons, and who knows what else. Maybe Doge will let us know soon. But heaven forbid we spend money to make sure our communities are safe, right? Now, Bruce Blakeman's office did not hold back in their official response. They called this lawsuit needless and shameful and accused the Democrats of slandering the volunteers who stepped up to serve. They said, quote, Deborah Mule and Scott Davis are a disgrace for bringing this frivolous action and defaming the volunteers, end quote. Blakeman's team made it crystal clear. Many of these deputies are retired military and law enforcement personnel, and they are not vigilantes. They are experienced individuals who are simply volunteering to support law enforcement in times of crisis. But here's the kicker. The lawsuit also claims Blakeman's office was trying to keep the program secret and refused to comply with the Freedom of Information law and their FOIA requests. All these Democrats had to do was watch Guns and Gadgets, because I talked about it when he first started rolling this program out over a year ago. That's a bold claim, though, because the lawsuit hasn't produced any solid evidence that any of this was intentionally hidden. Could it be that they're just trying to create a scandal out of thin air? Well, I'll let you decide. But at the end of the day, this is bigger than just Nassau County. This lawsuit is part of a much larger pattern that we've been seeing across this country. Anytime law-abiding Americans take steps to protect themselves and their communities on their own, the left tries to shut it down. You have to ask why. They don't want civilians taking responsibility for their own security. They want all power in the hands of government agencies that they control. They've attacked neighborhood watch programs, they've demonized armed self-defense, and now they're trying to dismantle a program that would help protect critical infrastructure in an emergency. The question is, why? I guess we'll have to follow the money. Is this really about illegal spending, guys or gals, or is it about total control by government? You let me know down in the comments. Because it sure looks like they're more afraid of self-reliant citizens than they are of criminals, who they love, who they empower, who they cover for, who they protect, who they hide, because they typically vote for them. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think this lawsuit is a legitimate challenge, or just another attack on the Second Amendment and citizen preparedness? Should more counties across America be implementing programs like this, or do you think the left is right to try to shut it down? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. I really want to hear, because not everybody should agree with me, and I don't agree with everybody all the time either. That's the best part about being in America. And don't forget, if you're passionate about defending your right to keep and bear arms and staying informed, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification down below. It doesn't cost you anything, but just make sure that you never miss a video. In the fight for the Second Amendment, information is key. And a huge fight for our rights is happening right now, and we need to stay vigilant. A huge thank you again to our sponsor today. That's Brownells. If you're looking for top quality parts and accessories and supplies from a company that proudly supports our rights, check them out. You know how to find them, and use code GNG10 to save money over at Brownells. All right, guys and gals, that's it for today. Stay armed, stay informed. I'll see you on the next one. God bless America. Take care, y'all.